All right, before I knock out my morning run, which is brutal because I'm not a morning person, I'm working on it. Anyways, on my Instagram stories, I'm always like putting random stuff, and I put this David Goggins clip of how like he says 21 days isn't gonna do anything. You need to be consistent for like a year, 2 years, 3 years to really see change, to really like implement it in your system, to like to make the sacrifices. Like this is what it takes, and we're not that patient. We think we're gonna get rid of PMO in 90 days, the 90 days journey, or we think we can implement a habit in 100 days. 90 days, I don't know, like 90 days isn't really gonna do anything. It's a lifelong journey, and it takes really a lot of sacrifice, a lot of consistency, which is something I'm working on. So if I want to be a morning person, you gotta work on it. But I had in my live stream the other day someone who just kept asking, like, what are your goals in, like, where do you see yourself in 10 years? And I kept saying, like, I don't have a goal. I don't see myself specifically in any spot. Because I also said, like, look at the people who ask that question, or who make New Year's resolutions, or who make goals. Yes, they might achieve them, but it's just this continuous make goal, achieve, make goal, achieve. I don't know, like my goal is, maybe it's more vague, and that's fine, just to keep growing, continuous journey of growth, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, just to keep learning. And that's so vague to some people that I want to read this out. It's zenhabits.com. I found it. The best goal is no goal. And I'm just going to read this. The idea of having concrete, achievable goals seems to be deeply ingrained in our culture. I know I lived with goals for many years, and in fact, a big part of my writings here on Zen Habits are able to set and achieve goals. These days, however, I live without goals for the most part. It's actually liberating, and contrary to what you might have been taught, it absolutely doesn't mean you stop achieving things. It means you stop letting yourself be limited by goals. Consider this common belief. You'll never get anywhere unless you know where you're going. This seems so commonsensical, and it is obviously not true if you stop to think about it. Conduct a simple experiment. Go outside and walk in a random direction. If you feel free to change directions, and feel free to change directions randomly. Where was I? Oh, after 20 minutes, an hour, you'll be somewhere. It's just that you didn't know where you were going to end up there. I just woke up, so having trouble reading. And there's the rub. You have to open your mind to going places you never expected to go. If you live without goals, you'll explore new territory. You'll learn some unexpected things. You'll end up in surprising places. That's the beauty in this philosophy, but it's also a difficult transition. Today, I live mostly without goals, and now and then I start coming up with a goal, but I'm letting them go. Living without goals hasn't ever been an actual goal of mine. It's just something I'm learning that I enjoy more, that is incredibly freeing, that works with the lifestyle of following the passion that I've developed. The problem with goals. In the past, I'd set a goal or 3 for the year, and then sub-goals for each month. Then I'd figure out what action steps to take each week and each day and try to focus my day on those steps. Unfortunately, it never ever works out this neatly. You all know this. You know you need to work on an action step and try to keep the end goal in mind to motivate yourself. But this action step might be something you dread, and so you procrastinate. You do other work, or you check email or Facebook, or you goof off. And so your weekly goals and monthly goals get pushed back or sidetracked, and you get discouraged because you have no discipline. And goals are too hard to achieve. So what? So now what? Well, you review your goals and reset them. You create a new set of sub-goals and action plans. You know where you're going because you have goals. Of course, you don't actually end up getting there. Sometimes you achieve the goal and you feel amazing, but most of the time you don't achieve them and you blame it on yourself. Here's the secret. The problem isn't you, it's the system. Goals as a system are set up for failure. Even when you do things exactly right, and it's not ideal. Here's why. You are extremely limited in your actions. When you don't feel like doing something, you have to force yourself to do it. Your path is chosen so you don't have room to explore new territory. You have to follow the path even when you're passionate about something else. Some goal systems are more flexible, but nothing is as flexible as having no goals. So what does a life without goals look like? In practice, it's very different than one with goals. You don't set a goal for the year, nor for the month, nor for the week or day. You don't obsess about tracking or actionable steps. You don't even need a to-do list, though it doesn't hurt to write down reminders if you like. What do you do then? Lay around on the couch all day, sleeping and watching TV and eating ho-hos? No, you simply do. You find something you're passionate about and do it. Just because you don't have goals doesn't mean you do nothing. You can create, you can produce, you can follow your passion. And in practice, this is a wonderful thing. You wake up and do what you're passionate about. For me, that's usually blogging, but it can be writing a novel or an ebook or my next book, or creating a course to help others, or connecting with incredible people, or spending time with my wife, or playing with my kids. There's no limit because I'm free. In the end, I usually end up achieving more than I had goals because I'm always doing something I'm excited about. But whether I achieve or not isn't the point at all. All that matters is that I'm doing what I love anyways. I end up in places that are wonderful, surprising, great. I didn't know I would get there when I started. That's basically it. So, yes, I have goals. Like I want to be able to trade full time. I want to gain weight. I want to get stronger. I want to be able to finish these incredible distances. But I don't really care about that as much as the process. I want to keep growing. I want to keep learning. I want to keep experiencing. I want to keep just seeing what's out there. And the only thing rigid about my days is the non-negotiables. Once I get that done, then we'll see what the day brings, kind of. I'm a flexible, go with the flow person, as you all know. And yes, I've got goals in a sense. But if I never achieved those goals in my life, I would still be happy and fulfilled. It would still be a fulfilling, happy life because what I'm doing right now, trying each and every day to be a better person, is the journey I love. And I'll always be on that journey. It's a continuous, lifelong journey. And anyways, I wrote that, or I put a David Goggins clip and I said, man, I gotta start waking up early and knocking out my runs rather than putting it off. And this morning, someone texted, this firefighter, I've seen him every now and then in the races. He's like, did you get your workout in? And I was like, man, I wasn't going to, but gotta knock it out. Today's basically family chill day, but I'll knock out some miles this morning. So yeah, why I don't have goals, and the Western world doesn't get it because they're so programmed to have these goals, to be successful, and I'll never have goals, never have concrete goals. It's always gonna be vague, and if you don't like that, then click the unsubscribe button. I'm cool with that. This is just almost like a Zen philosophy channel with, of course, I've got goals, but just, I'm happy. I'm happy with the process of having vague goals of just growth. So, catch you tomorrow. Let's get it.